Detours. Brought to you by Sports and Spokes, the magazine for wheelchair sports and recreation. After 3 consecutive Paralympic gold medals, USA men's wheelchair basketball team has begun its search for the next generation of talented stars. Athletes such as Texas Arlington's Carrington Melendez, Auburn's Benjamin Edwards, and Alabama's Josh Hips all participated at the recent National Intercollegiate Wheelchair Basketball Tournament. NBC Paralympic commentator and newly appointed coach of the U.S. women's team, Jeremy Lade, was on hand to share his insight on some of the promising young talent set to compete at the upcoming national team tryout.
Yeah, so A.J. Fitzpatrick playing for UW-Whitewater. They came in as a 7 seed, which I thought was a little bit low for them. They just had a couple of weekends where he wasn't playing for them, and he's showing his full bag of tricks. He can hit the 3. He hit some stuff in transition. He's hipping around guys when he's got the hands on the basketball. He's posting guys up, leading the team in defense as well. So A.J. Fitzpatrick has shown his full bag of tricks, and I can't wait to see him unleash that on the world stage. I think Cameron Poole getting invited to the U.S. tryouts is a product of him putting in the work and developing. He's shown a lot of upside. He's one of those guys that isn't going to fill the stat sheet, but all of the work that he puts in on defense and offense is what translates and helps a lineup to win, and people are starting to recognize how much he can help a lineup. Yeah, Peter Barry, he looks like a physical guy that should be on the U.S. team, right? He's in shape. He puts in the work. He's tough. He's got chair skills, kind of similar to what I was talking about for Cameron Poole. He really puts in the effort to make sure his team wins. Maybe not going to fill up the stats, but doing all the dirty work and making sure Tim Houston and some of his other teammates are in a position to help the team win. Jake Eastwood is an elite level scorer for sure. He can score from all over. He's got a lot of length, so he finds some mismatches. His chair skills are really good, but he is just an unconscious shooter. He can score from everywhere. Ryan Fitzpatrick, you know, we talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick versus a Jake Eastwood. They're similar classification, but they play different. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a little bit more like pounded in the post guy. He's going to try and find a mismatch. He's going to set picks so that he can get into the paint, versus Jake Eastwood's going to create his own shot. So 2 strengths, 2 different ball players, even though they have a similar classification. 30-second timeout. Tim Houston is probably a combination between Jake Eastwood and Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has the ability to pound it inside. He's going to look for some post-ups, but he handles the ball a lot for Alabama. Their offense kind of runs through him, so he has the ability to pass, to drive, to create shots for others, to create shots for himself. It's just going to be a matter of how consistently he can do that, and if he's going to still be able to do it against elite defenders.
We'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Sports and Spokes magazine. For nearly 50 years, they've produced stories on iconic athletes performing at the top of their game, given generational coverage of sports dating back to the 1970s, and they've shown the way with exciting and timeless magazine cover shots. To stay on top of all the latest news from the world of high-performance adaptive sports, go to sportsandspokes.com. Sports and Spokes, the magazine for wheelchair sports and recreation.
Michael Sale had a really strong game. They got knocked out by SMSU early on, but Michael Sale had a couple of big buckets. He's really consistent on defense. His offensive effort is setting up guys like Jake Eastwood and Evan Heller, some of their scorers, to be in a really good spot. And he's shown that he has put in the work and developing really strong. Another Class 1 to keep an eye on, Martrell Stevens. I've been a big fan of his for a lot of years since he's been playing juniors. He's getting his game figured out. His chair setup is dialed in. He's got lots of speed. He can pass. He can shoot. He does all the things that your stereotypical Class 1 does, and then some. He's a very talented ball player. Adam Smith, he had a really strong game as well. And like I said, it's tough because they lost to SMSU, but he hit a big 3 down the stretch. He was there to knock down buckets when they needed buckets. Adam Smith, as a freshman at Auburn, has shown that he is not afraid of big moments. He hit some big shots, and he is ready to do some scoring for not only Auburn, but maybe Team USA. Ben Thornton is a mid-pointer that's got a ton of reach, which is always a bonus when you talk about a mid-pointer being able to defend because of so much reach, also being more of an offensive threat when you got a bunch of height. He's got tons of chair skills, using those long arms to help every aspect of his game, and he moves really well in transition. Dylan Xander has improved a ton. It's fun to see how far he's come, and you can tell that both Dylan and Ben are pushing each other in practice because their games are starting to mimic each other. It's going to be a matter of getting his chair skills to Ben's level of chair skills, because that's what it's going to take to be at the USA level. Jude Hiley, we didn't see Jude Hiley play a ton of minutes. He comes off the bench for those guys. We've seen some minutes where we've seen some opportunities where he's had some minutes. He plays pretty similar to Jake Eastwood. He's got an outside-in game, which is a little bit non-stereotypical for our high pointers, but he does shoot the ball well from the outside. He has a soft touch, and if he can come in and shoot the basketball well, I think he's going to raise some eyebrows. Kayshawn Pear, I was able to call that game of Whitewater against UTA and got to see how much of an impact Pear had on that game. Seems like he's in the right spot at the right time and has the potential of making an impact as well. I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. Colin Lancaster is a young man I've watched for a lot of years. He came to our camp as a young kid, kind of raised your radar right away just because he's athletic. He has the ability to score and been doing nothing but work and develop over at the University of Alabama. One of the lower point players. Not stereotypical because he has the ability to score, and he can score from three, from mid-range. He's a strong player. It's a matter of how well he's going to be able to mix his offense to how they want them lower class players to run in their offensive mix. Sebastian has a big upside. His chair skills for a mid-pointer are pretty impressive. When we talk about being able to handle your chair, he can do it without his hands on his wheels. He hips around some defenders. He really knows how to set himself up. If he can get super consistent on the offensive end, he's going to be one that's going to be contesting to make a U.S. team. Jeremy Evans has shown a ton of growth as well. He's in a program that hasn't been as competitive as some of the other programs, so I think to his benefit, he's going to be the #1 threat for Edinburgh. But when he comes out to U.S. tryouts, he's going to have to transition to not being the #1 threat in a lineup, and it'll be interesting to see if he's your 3rd, 4th, 5th threat on the floor, what he can do.